All right, what's going on out there in the world, man? It's your homie Hood. What's good? I'm hollering at y'all. I'm sitting back, man. I wanted to chat, man, about Q and the other homie. Let's look up their names because I don't want to get that shit wrong. What's the boy name? P and Coach P or some shit like that. Let me look their damn name up. Coach P. Because their whole demo gonna pop up when you do this. No, Migos. Let's do Migos because then all that shit will come. I forgot the name of their company. Let's go right here. Quality Control. All right, so the group company called Quality Control, and they used to be the managers for the Migos. Now I already know a little bit about them, but I'm not for the front like I know everything about them. I don't. So one of the people's name is Pierre Thomas. I hear about his name a lot in the hip hop world. They talk about him. They do a lot of stuff like that. The company called Quality Control. They own and Coach K. That's his name, not Coach P. It's Coach K. But really, what I want to talk about is that they sold a company for $300 million. The company called Quality Control. They sold it to another company, Quality Control. Let's see, Quality Control sold right there. Let's go back because there we go. Sold. All right, so we sold to Scooter Braun. Now, honestly, I never heard of Scooter Braun. I don't know who he is. I know the film industry, but I wasn't really familiar with it. If it's not hip hop, I really don't know the guy. And if it's not the kind of hip hop who I rock with, I'm not gonna know the guy. But apparently he's some kind of manager. He got started in the game. I think he was doing concerts or after parties for Eminem. It's like a little backstory about the guy. I'm not too familiar with him, but I think he's working with some Korean dudes now, named Lee Hyun, and they basically was the people that's behind a group called BTS. They company's called Hype. BTS is a Korean group, like a kiddie Korean group, and they big. They major. So they bought their company, Quality Control, the black company that was in Atlanta. They bought it for $300 million. Now that's a lot of money. 300 million, you can go do so much with that kind of money because that's gonna build you and your family out of poverty. It don't matter how deep in poverty you are. You get 300 million, y'all climbing up out of that thing, and y'all climbing out in like a matter of hours. So even if they was rich already from having the music and having the ownership of their own company, they are way beyond their level now. So obviously they could take the money, double back, get back into the industry, do more stuff, make more music, do all that stuff if they choose to do. They got connects. The Migos is so big. They always been big. Rest in peace to Takeoff because he got murdered recently, and that's just sad how that happened to him. But the fact that these guys sold their company, it's like a conversation happening. Did they sell generational wealth? Did they stop themselves from becoming billionaires or building their company up to somewhere like Sony or Warner Brothers? Like, why as black people selling their brands? Did they feel like they could never make that kind of money? That company that they got is worth that, but they'll never generate that if they the bosses of it. Furthermore, what the hell would some people that work with BTS, a South Korean singing group, want to be with the hip hop? Why would they want to be inside the rap industry? Why do they want to even manage rappers? What's that all about? So these are the things that's kind of like questionable about it all, but it's not, and nothing you can do about it because they're making their own decisions. These are their companies, and it's not about black and white necessarily. It's about green because they want to be successful and have things in the future. And the last thing they want to care about is if somebody agrees with that process or what they got to do that. So I can see it. You know what I'm saying? They say Scooter Braun joined Hype. It's not Hype with a P. It sounds like that, but it's HYBE in 2021. And now he's named the CEO of the company, the American division of the company. So it's like they got a Korean division and an American division. So he's the one who was able probably to broker the deal so that they can get this sale from those two black dudes. And it's like really dope. So they got acts that's under their group, the white people who, or Korean people that now own it. They got Justin Bieber, Ariana Grande, and Kid Leroy, whoever that is, and Tim McGraw, and Thomas Rhett, and Rascal Flatts. Like, I don't really know everybody. But, you know, these guys and girls are pretty name worthy in the industry. So, You know what I mean? Now they're gonna probably have whoever else they got left at quality control. I think the baby's still over there, not sure. And I think well, I can't remember. I can't remember who all actually over there on that group, and I'm not up. I'm gonna look it up right now. But the idea is that they sold the company, so how are they gonna be able to push black content to black people if they're not black themselves? Like, how is that gonna work? Well, they do it all the time. White America push black content since I've been watching rap music as a kid. That's who sends you the music, white people, because that's who actually is the people pushing the movies out here, music out here. So that's just how that go. But I do wonder how they're gonna get it out here. How they're gonna make me interested in watching a new group. And I know who's the owner. I know who owns the brand. Like, I don't want to, some of these people I don't even want to care about no more because it's not like a black brand. You know what I'm saying? They say quality control is one of the significant independent labels and Brian in the statement. They not only distribute music, but they also distribute culture. They're artists and are the voices in their community. So these are people who are not from our community. They're not black. They're not African American. They're not even from overseas or from the islands. They like Korean and white. So they ain't gonna know nothing about the culture, but they're gonna still probably rely on those people to give them some kind of consultation moving forward. Somebody who that when they do get ideas, they can say, "Hey, I'm not too familiar with this. What do you think?" And yeah, then they'll be able to give them some good, concise advice because they just was hella successful doing it for years. You know what I'm saying? Music always change. It's not the same people at the top. It's not the same people blowing up. Even the people behind the scenes. I remember being a young guy working at the Regal Theater in Chicago on the South Side where I grew up at. And you met so many artists and so many people who was famous and so many musicians. It's unreal. And artists and just non-stop actors too, because obviously they did plays. But then you look around today, ain't none of these people around. I mean, none of them. Like, you just don't see them. You know what I'm saying? So are they old? Maybe they old. I was a young kid back then. Maybe, they not around no more for that. But you don't see them like you might see a Betty White. You might see a Lily Tomlin. Old white people, they still doing their thing. Clint Eastwood. You might even see those singers that they white people, but they singers and shit like U2 or Rolling Stones. They keep it going. And they younger people and they cultures, they want them to keep it going because that's just something to do in the summertime. We'll go watch Rolling Stones perform, whatever it is. So, you know what I mean? Just checking in there, man. Y'all gotta let me know in the comment section what y'all think. You gotta drop some scientifics on me, because if I'm coming at you for information, and you coming at me for information, that could be what you call a great combination and a great communication. So we should try to keep doing that because I like the stuff that I found out about, and I don't mind talking to y'all, and then we can chat about it in the comment section, or even I'll do a live video and to dig deeper in some of this stuff, because just what be going on be kind of off key. Like, what the fuck is that really going on? You know what I'm saying? But they do. And then I know y'all smart. And I know if I holler at y'all out there, that's going to make me smart. All right? This your boy Hood. I holler at y'all.